and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we have Rasan Holmes with us, who is the principal of Burbank Elementary School. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
And I'm glad you're back. And I will even admit to the staff or to our listeners, this is take two for you, as we had a full interview, and unfortunately we had a little whoops behind the scenes. So you're back again.
Hey, I'm glad to be back.
Now you know the questions, so you can be a little bit more comfortable. So you are at Burbank this year as the principal.
That's correct.
Burbank last year, but the assistant principal.
Right.
So a new role for you. So tell us about that. What's the difference between being the assistant principal to the principal?
Well, being the principal, you now have the ultimate responsibility. You make the final decisions for the building in the best interests of the students and staff. So there is another level of expectation that's added there.
No level of stress either, right?
Well, no. It doesn't reduce the stress, but you don't have that buffer of taking some of your questions you might have or some of your suggestions and bouncing them off of your principal, because you are it.
That's true. Like, you are the head of the school. I think what we're really fortunate, though, in Hampton is that we've got such a great group of principals. So I know that you've got good relationships to bounce ideas off of other principals.
Oh, absolutely.
And we also have such great support at the central office level from our directors, our division leadership team. So it's really nice to see the supports and the resources that are in place for administrators.
Yes, and we're definitely not on an island, and I feel that support as well. When there are questions that I have that I can't answer in my building, those individuals that you mentioned from the division leadership, student support services, social work can really guide me through a lot of that. So we're not on an island of our own. We are well supported as principals, and that is a really great thing for HCS.
It's not a Burbank Island. Is it the Bulldogs?
The Bulldog, right? Not the island of the Bulldogs.
So, Rasan Holmes, let's get to know you a little bit better. Tell us, where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? How did you get to Hampton City Schools?
Well, I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
And all through my high school career, I was really thinking I was going to go to Florida A&M University, and that's where my heart was set. I'm an instrumentalist, so I knew I was going to play trombone in the Florida A&M University band to be part of the Marching 100. And it wasn't until my senior year, my band director at the time, David Hall, he was one of my mentors and a gentleman that I still confide in now. And he sat me down as a Florida A&M graduate, and he said, you know, Mr. Holmes, you'll be great at Florida A&M, and you probably have a great career. You'll do everything you want to do. But I think you'll do even better at Hampton. And that sent chills through my spine. And then I started asking questions. Where's Hampton? What is Hampton? Ended up making the 900-mile journey north to tour the school.
Wow.
And it was absolutely beautiful. It was a picturesque day. Everything seemed to have been staged, it almost seemed like. And I never looked back. I knew this is where I wanted to be. It took me to leave the nest and leave my comfort zone and leave my friends behind, but it was invaluable to my growth and success. So David was right.
So I've got a question for you, though. So he was also a Florida A&M graduate, you said.
That's right.
Do you know why he said Hampton?
I don't know. I think that he realized the prestige that the university, the reputation that they had. I think he recognized that, and I think he saw something in me that would put me in a different light.
Okay. So HU came 900 miles away from Florida, hot Florida, to here. You get a snow day every once in a while here, not in Florida.
Right.
Or if we call for snow, you get a snow day. But anywho, so you went to HU and you came to be a music teacher?
That's right. That's right. I was at HU. I was in the band there, and I was in music education. Got my bachelor's and master's degrees from Hampton. My wife, Jennifer, is also a Hampton graduate. We were in the band together.
Is that how you met?
That's how we met.
Okay.
So we were there. She The funny story was that she heard me giving my phone number to one of my friends to give me a call, and she was behind me listening. And that evening I got a phone call, and it was from her. And she goes, I just wanted to say hi. And the conversation, we never stopped talking, and we're still talking to this day.
So, and I will give her a little bit of a shout out. She is one of our teachers here. She's a media specialist, correct?
Absolutely.
At Forest.
That's correct.
Very outgoing personality. So that story does not shock me at all. That's the first time I've heard that story, but that really doesn't surprise me.
Right.
She helps out with multiple things in regards to division level. Always our pep squad cheerleader at our celebration of excellence, our back to school event.
That's right.
Loves wearing that big old bear mascot that she got. So that doesn't shock me.
I have a lot to live up to at home.
So what instruments do you play?
I play all of the brass instruments. I play most of the woodwind instruments. As a music educator, you have to be well versed in all instruments pretty much. So I'm a specialist in brass instruments.
Now, what about your wife?
She is an excellent whistler.
Whistler.
A whistler, yes.
Okay, I'm learning more about her too.
Right. So a funny fun fact with us is that you can see us in Williamsburg, in Colonial Williamsburg, on 4th of July, walking down Colonial Williamsburg, whistling marches and patriotic tunes, and she'll take the high road, I'll take the low road, and we'll just go to town. We're silly, we have fun, but that's one of the unique talents that my wife and I share.
That is so funny. Now, but you have a daughter.
I do, and a son.
And a son. Do they play instruments?
My son did. He played trombone in middle school, at Eaton Middle School. He decided that wasn't the route for him. He wanted to go a different route. He's now a graduating senior at Bethel High. And I have a daughter. She's in 8th grade at Kilgore, and she has picked up the music baton, and she's actually in the marching band at Phoebus High School, who's led by one of my former students.
So you could really be a whole family band.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe we need to look into hiring you for some of our events. So when you graduated HU, did you come straight to Hampton City Schools?
No, I didn't. I started my career at Oscar Smith Middle School in Chesapeake.
Okay.
And I spent only a year there when I was hired back at HU to be a professor, to work with the marching band there. I wrote a majority of the music that the band played during my tenure there. Okay. Then I went back into the public school setting at Lindsay Middle School in 2015. And enjoyed that band program, and then I actually had an opportunity to go to the elementary level. And I was at Phillips Elementary as a music teacher, and was really inspired by both my principals at Lindsay and the principals at Phillips to pursue administration. And I did that. I got into the HCS cohort. And
that's that ODU cohort.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. And I was really intrigued by leadership and wanting to become an administrator. And the great thing about the HCS ODU cohort is that most of the classes are led by our division leadership. So getting that firsthand knowledge from Dr. Haynes was absolutely excellent. From Dr. Barreau and getting their advice and being able to ask Dr. Caggiano questions and get that feedback and get that direct and constructive feedback from the people that are now my bosses was invaluable. I think it was a great opportunity, and I was just so fortunate to be selected for that.
And what year was that you went through the cohort?
That was in 2021, I believe.
Or was I one of your guest speakers?
You were. I think you were on one of the panels. That's right.
They tap into me quite often to come be a guest speaker. I think I'm a guest speaker for one of Dr. Harris's upcoming classes. So
that's right. That's right. We talked about public relations.
Public relations and communication in regards to being a principal.
That's right.
So you finished up with the HCS ODU cohort. Where was your first assistant principal position?
My first placement was at Langley Elementary. And Langley Elementary is not a Title I school, so as an administrator at a non-Title I school, you have to be a jack of all trades. So, I had to be well versed in math, language arts, science, social studies. And on top of that, Langley Elementary has a dual language immersion program.
Which is amazing.
Amazing, and it really intrigued me. It was really hard to pull me out of Miss Quinones' class because I wanted to be fluent in Spanish as the students were. And so moving from Langley was a little difficult because I really immersed myself in that culture, but I did learn a lot. And in moving to Burbank as an assistant principal, majority of my custodial staff spoke Spanish. And so I was able to use a lot of that learned language to speak with one of our lead custodians, and I would speak to her in Spanish and she would try to speak to me in English and vice versa, and we still do that to this day.
Oh, that's so cool to hear it from an adult perspective. And we'll put a little plug in for Langley. So the dual language immersion program, students, they start in kindergarten.
That's right.
I think we're up to 4th grade now, I believe.
Yes.
I might be wrong. But they literally learn half of their day in Spanish and half of their day in English.
That's right.
With those subjects. So, you know.
And it's amazing.
It is. And they start in kindergarten. Those 4th graders, they've done that so many years.
Yes.
You know, just to be there as an administrator and in the classrooms, that's really, really neat that you pick that up and use that as a life skill now.
Absolutely. But you see the growth in the students. From kindergarten, you'll have a student that's non-Spanish speaking that'll be in the classroom, and I'll hear comments like, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand what she's saying. But then you see the growth, and even within a month's time, you hear them speaking, and then you see them in 1st grade, and then you hear the language come out, and then you see those students as they evolve into 2nd and 3rd grade, and you see how the language has really developed. And so that's
really
a wonderful
is
experience.
when they're younger. I will throw my daughter under the bus for a moment. I have a daughter who's a sophomore.
Okay.
She's in Spanish 4 right now, and she came home last week and goes, Mom, I didn't do too well on my quiz. I said, why not? Like, you know, she studies, she does well. She said, well, she only speaks all in Spanish, and she told us we had a quiz, and I didn't understand what she said, so I didn't study. I'm like, guess you need to realize what quiz means in Spanish real quick. So, you know, at a younger age learning that, what an advantage over even a middle or a high school student.
Absolutely.
So at Burbank as the principal, though, what have you enjoyed the most so far?
I enjoy the students' faces coming in every day. Their smiling faces, their personalities, the things that they share with me as soon as they get off the bus. Some of them are just excited to be at school and excited that they have a ham sandwich in their lunchbox, and they just can't wait to tell me. Others just want to see me and give me a hug. I have running relationships with a lot of our students as they're coming in. Some of them want to get a running start and run up behind me, and others give me subtle hints as to how they're feeling and sort of prompt me to make sure that I'm checking in on them throughout the day. So it's really establishing those relationships as they're coming in the door, and that's a valuable thing to do, and that's what all of our staff at Burbank do.
And we talk about that at a division level, about it's the relationship piece. It's the relationship with the students, it's the relationship with the staff. I mean, we can be the best teachers or the best administrators, but we're not the best if we don't have those types of relationships, because that truly is what drives it.
Absolutely.
So that's exciting to hear that's what you've enjoyed the most. Now, Burbank, is it pre-K through 5 or K through 5?
It's K through 5.
So you have 5-year-olds, or some might be 4 up till September 30th, up to what, like 10, 11-year-olds?
That's correct.
So that's still even a large age gap when you talk about a 5-year-old to a 10-year-old. Absolutely.
Yep. You see the little barely 5-year-olds coming in at the beginning of the school year, and then you see those 5th graders right behind them as they get off the bus, and they're just as tall as me.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And so but the benefit of elementary is you see that growth and you see those changes in personality and that evolution.
So what is coming up at Burbank this fall?
Well, we just finished our Good Neighbor Day. Which is Good Neighbor Day is when we invite our community partners into the school.
Okay.
We tell them all about Burbank. We go over some of our demographical stats. We talk about what our needs are in the building, how they can support us, and then we posed a question about how can Burbank support you. Last year, we had our Good Neighbor Day in a small conference room. And I'm pleased to announce that yesterday, we filled our brand new renovated library with community partners. We had 18 community partners represented at that meeting.
Very nice.
And they're all on board to really interact with Burbank, and it made me feel just overwhelming feeling of support, and it gave me goosebumps when I introduced myself to that group, and I told them I have chills right now by the amount of people that are here and eyes and hearts that are supporting Burbank.
So if somebody's listening to this and they're thinking, well, I missed this, how do I get in on it? That sounds amazing. What would they do now to connect?
They can contact our main office if they're interested in being a community partner, if they're interested in volunteer work of some sort, and our main office can get them in contact with our family engagement specialist who coordinates a lot of our community partnerships and partner work. And I have to give a shout out to Ms. Henderson Gomes, our family engagement specialist, who is phenomenal at the work that she does. She works tirelessly in collaboration with our community to make sure that Burbank has the support that it needs every day.
That's amazing. So you mentioned earlier that you like to have a little bit of fun. You can be silly. I would like to agree with you. For those that didn't look at our back to school video this year, you were one of the participants, correct?
That's correct.
You played an elementary school student sitting on a rug, and you said something about what you wanted to be when you grow up as an elementary student. What was that again?
I said, I want to be a fireman so I can put out fires.
I love it. I love it. Did your kids see that at school?
Oh, they did. They did. And I didn't see their reaction, but I'm sure they put their head down and didn't want anybody to know who their dad was at that point.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it. So as we wrap up, what is one thing about Rasan Holmes that nobody would know about?
Well, I think many people probably would not know is that I am an avid kayaker, and if you'll see me on any given Saturday in one of our local waterways, kayaking and exploring Hampton from a different perspective.
Oh, are you whistling while you kayak?
I haven't whistled while I kayak. I usually listen to some quiet music and relax and kind of enjoy nature and wildlife, but I might take you up on that.
There you go. There you go. I was going to say great de-stressor though.
Absolutely.
Well, I wish you the best of luck this school year.
Thank you.
You've got some amazing things going on, even just the community partners up to 18 and counting. So that is amazing. And can't wait to come out to Burbank and check it out.
You're welcome anytime.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.